If you are seated and in, like, you're able to, then take out a pen and paper. If not, that's totally fine. Um, because you could just listen to. But I'm gonna go over like basically like an overview of tonight, what it's gonna look like. So, you know, pen and paper. Um, the rule of tonight, you're writing down your honest vision first. Don't overthink anything that like I ask of you. I want you to just write down or think about the first thing that comes to mind and remember it. Don't edit or filter yourself to be practical because we are going to be talking about our dream homes. And a lot of the times, your brain and your conscious mind wants to limit the way that you think because you think it's not realistic. But I want to kind of expand on that and expand on like all of what you dream of for your future home. And then like we'll figure out the practicality of it later. But right now we're in the dreaming phase. And another thing, if you are working with a partner, because tonight we're focusing on partner alignment, you don't need a partner to participate in this though, because I'll give you an alternative for what you'll do with that. But if you are working with a partner, I don't want you to consult your answers with them until we get to a certain point, because I want everyone to bring to the table exactly what it is that they feel they want for their future home and their future lifestyle without the influence of someone else's opinions. Because at that point, we'll come together and we'll find compromises and things that we can find so that we can have a shared common goal. Um, and we'll get clear on our vision. So just be honest with yourself. And yeah. So we're going to start with a quick grounding exercise. It's called box breathing. So you're going to inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and then hold at the bottom for 4. And why not? Let's do that 4 times because we're on the number 4. So I'll guide you guys through it. Let's inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. One more time. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. And all done. You can open your eyes. Great job. I hope you feel more grounded and present now. Just helps you bring yourself back to your feet. If you can, close your eyes. If not, please don't close your eyes if you're driving.
Yeah.
And we're going to start visualizing our dream home and our dream lifestyle. So I want you to open up all creativity and we're going to think about where we are waking up and who is there with us. So don't just think bedroom, think how it feels, if it's warm or hot outside.
So when
And
you
what,
say who's with us, do you mean like my kids? Yeah. Like,
yeah, like when you say like who's there with you, like who do you live with? Like
like,
what's within those 4 walls?
okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Thank you.
So we're going to take a couple minutes to think about this. And as you think about it, if you can, write it down. And then we'll share so that we can get some ideas flowing. and think about the pain points that you have right now, what you would want to be fixed or changed. And if life felt easy and convenient and at peace, what would that look and feel like in a home? How are we doing so far?
I'm all done.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm done.
Okay, cool. Okay. So now, if you can, you're gonna write down, like, based kind of on these topics, your must-haves, lifestyle. Maybe these cues might help you think of more ideas, like how do you want your home to feel emotionally? What do you not want anymore, and what surprised you? So think about those cues, and whoever would like to share one detail that surprised you, that maybe is a common theme, go right ahead.
I'll share if nobody else is sharing.
Okay.
Um, my common theme and actually my life is not having storage. And it's on my list here now because I came tonight without a partner, so I am pairing with my future self and like what I need to grow into or out of because my kids are growing up a little bit. Um, but storage seems to be a remaining theme and a place where I could run my home business.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So I think that for the rest of us, it's super cool that, like, we're all in very similar stages of our lives. And Allie can be like a representation of what our future might look like. So if you don't have a partner that you are planning on buying a house with and that you're in like this dream phase with, you can compare your wants and needs right now to the wants and needs of your future self and your future family. And that is just as beneficial because when you're buying a house, sometimes you forget to think about what you might want or need 10, 15 years down the line. And obviously you can move in between now and then. But in Allie's case, she's in the same house that she started her family in, and she's having a storage issue. So keep that in mind when you're planning this out and you're visualizing, because and then when you actually do plan on buying a home, like, you want to keep these things in mind so that you don't screw yourself over in the future, basically.
I'm gonna add something as somebody who has experience with this situation.
Yeah.
Um, we always thought that we would fix it or make it better or make a change and we would do the work. And it's been 20 years. And that, like, at this point, like, we're trapped here. Like, there's nowhere to go. The market is tight. So all we could do now, we're 10 years away from retirement. Well, I am. My husband is next year, is just see how we could change the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. That's really valuable information. Um, Chelsea, do you want to share?
Um, okay, so I answered your questions. First one I said penthouse apartment.
Wow.
And since I'm big on manifesting, I said it'll be me and my future partner because I do not have. And I wrote soft girl energy and like going to Pilates, then having a at-home office, and then my must-haves was a walk-in closet.
For sure. I love that. Where like so penthouse apartment, do you see yourself in a city or by the beach?
Both.
Yeah. I love that. That's great. Thank you for sharing. Um, Jordan, you want to chat? Or are you busy?
Yeah, I can chat. I'm still driving, but I can chat. I don't know. I really like a farmhouse. Like would love to like raise chickens and like have like enough room in my backyard for like horses and like just be like one with nature almost. Like just
Mhm.
get away from like social media. Like have a little like where there's like markets like on the side or something, like just like a small town. Like I'm not a big city person or like I love the beach. Like a beach close by would be nice, but I don't know, I love like a little cottage farm modern house. Kind of what I'm looking for. Or just somewhere that I can have like a lot of animals. And definitely the room too. Allie made a good point about the storage. Like I didn't even think about that, but kind of want a nice big house if I have the money for it.
Right. Yeah. And when there's a will, there's a way. So,
Yeah,
um,
hopefully.
yeah, I totally like the more you speak it into existence, you will start behaving in ways that are aligned with having that in your future, especially like if you speak as if you already have it, because every version of you already exists. You just have to create it and look for it. So,
Yeah.
that's great. I actually like really like that idea, and that gave me some ideas for like my future home and everything because I also want to be like one with nature. Like I don't want to be on top of my neighbors and
Yeah,
like have a
exactly.
small land.
Or
Like
even
I
have like
want
nice neighbors like that like
yeah.
bring over nice things or you know.
Yeah, you can give your eggs to the neighbors.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like my morning would be me waking up, getting a little cup of
Community.
coffee, sitting on my rocking chair,
You want to
going
be
to
in
check the
community.
chickens, the
Yeah.
horses.
Oh, that's
Like that is
awesome.
so nice. Like and like just get away from everybody else. And then like a nice yard for like my garden too, like growing stuff. Like I want to have like trees and like like lemon trees, apple trees, all that stuff.
She's
I don't know,
building a
just yard.
generational home.
I'm trying. I don't know if my partner would love that, but we'll see.
That's all right. That's why like this is he here?
No, I'm almost at his house.
Okay.
He's more of a city. He likes the city.
Okay.
He likes that like city vibe where there's always something to do. Like he can't be like closed off in the mountain, like like and I like that. He's not
Mhm.
like that. So we're gonna have to work
Yeah.
that part.
Yeah,
We'll see.
that's okay. We'll get to
Maybe
that.
like
We'll get to
Colorado would make it both work. Like some
right.
stuff around, but I get my mountains and
Yeah.
my land.
This is why it's good that you're here right now because I think that if you were just kind of like that's the kind of thing that I feel like people avoid until you really have to talk about it and then there's just too much stress and pressure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm so curious on what he has to say. Like, I'm like, I want to get to his house. I
Yeah.
want to know what his version of it would be.
Yeah, I'm really excited to hear too.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go on to the next. All right, so now I'm kind of just gonna teach you guys what this all means. So partner alignment doesn't mean wanting everything to be the same. It basically means that you understand each other's priorities and you can make decisions from those shared values. And it prevents resentment, surprise conflict, rushed decisions, budget tension, and unclear timelines. So when you set the expectation, you reduce conflict. And that's why these conversations are so important. And then you'll make better, more aligned decisions for yourselves, and you'll live a more aligned, happy, freeing life. So this is what happens when you're not in alignment. The home search can feel confusing, emotional, and reactive. You have conflicting expectations, like I said before. So one person imagines peace and space, like Jordan, and then the other person imagines proximity and convenience, like Mikey. So that's the conflicting expectation. Sometimes you run into budget stress if you don't talk about what it is that you're comfortable paying every month. For example, I was talking during the last class that what you get pre-approved for when you speak to a lender to buy a home, that number might not be the number that you're comfortable paying. So you have to figure out with your partner or with your future self what it is you would be comfortable paying, and that is important to know. So another thing is decision fatigue. A lot of the times, one partner takes on the role as a leader in the home buying process, and they might feel the weight of that. And if both partners are not in alignment and in the process of making these decisions together, that could also build resentment. Speaking of resentment, one person feels like they're always compromising. So you want to make sure that you both find a space where you feel it is fair and you both are making equal sacrifices and compromises in this decision. Timeline pressure, the search starts before the plan is clear. So yeah, misalignment makes every option feel heavier. It makes your life feel heavier, and we want to avoid that. So we'll talk about when you are in alignment, what it feels like. It feels great, can't lie. So you know what matters most. Everything feels clear and calmer. So you could tell the difference between preference and priority. That's a big thing. Not a lot of people know the difference between their wants and needs. They might have some idea of what is in their list of desires for a home. And if they're super restrained and restricted on that idea, it's going to be really hard to find a home. So you want to have an open mind, and you want to know exactly what it is that you are not willing to negotiate on, and what it is that would be nice and a beautiful add to your future home, but not necessary. Another thing, when you are in alignment, you communicate earlier, so you don't wait until the showing or until you put in an offer to talk about conflict. And you don't wait until you talk to a lender to then bring up that conflict, because you want to have everything, you want to be on the same page with your partner. And it makes the process for us and you a whole lot smoother and easier and less complex. And you make cleaner decisions. So you stop chasing homes that don't match the life you're building. If you are not aware of the life that you want, then you won't be able to make decisions that are in alignment with that. And then you end up in a home where it doesn't suit the lifestyle that you want to live. And a home is basically a container for that lifestyle. So making decisions based on your goals, your partner's goals, and how you could build a future together and live in alignment is vital. It's so important. Okay. So I was talking about this during the last class, and we actually didn't get to it, which is why I wanted to focus on it today. And this is a visual of what I was talking about with finding a compromise and sacrificing certain things, or finding a way to have both. So ideas for that when you are sitting down with your partner, or you're sitting down with your future self, you can think about location. like where you want to live now versus where you might want to live down the line and try to find a common ground. Your comfort in budget. Think about, lifestyle inflation. That is a big problem that we have here. And when you make more money, you naturally want to spend more money. So when you get to the point of feeling financially ready to buy a home, just remember that there are a lot of hidden costs. And I will do a future class, maybe even the next class, like specifically on finances, because I know that's a huge burden and stress point for a lot of people buying a home. Um, so yeah, that's something you guys should talk about. Your lifestyle, like where you want to live, how you want your life to feel and move, the needs you want for your space and your timeline. So when you feel like you want to move, and obviously like these things could change. You don't have to write it down and commit to it because we're changing every single day, year by year. We want something different. And that's why constant communication is really important. Um, so at this point, if you wrote down your goals, your partner has an idea of their goals, you find the gap. I'm just speaking on this generally. You can get to this when you are with your partner. And if you don't have a partner, I want you to think about your future self and find different gaps that you might run into, like a money gap. I don't know why this isn't. Wait, this is a different font, but the comfort levels around payment and savings, or your current dream does not account for your next season in life. These are,
Can I
yeah.
speak from the someone in their next season? Um, if you think that you're never having kids, that might not be true. So you might want to think about that when you're planning, because you just never know. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Thank you, Allie. That was good. Yeah. Like I said before, with things changing, like so much could change and you have to account for those changes. And so you always want to be over prepared than under prepared because you never know. And yeah. So every gap becomes easier once it has words, once you guys speak about it. It'll be a lot easier to solve, and the more you talk about it, the more clear it will become. And I was touching on this before. If you don't have a partner that you're making this decision with at the moment, you align with your future self. So, what does future you need that current you forgets? The room, the space, like that's like the first thing that comes to mind is honestly the space. Um, and then like what routines will support the life that you saw. So when you are visualizing, routine meaning commute or like proximity to the beach or the highways. Um, what else? School districts. So if you don't think you're having kids yet, and then you move into a house and uh-oh, now I'm in a bad school district because I didn't think about that. And that's something that you should definitely think about. And like what would make your future self feel safe? Um, what decision would your future self thank you for? That's a big one. I think about that a lot when it comes to savings. It's like I know my future self would thank me for not ordering Uber Eats and maybe saving that money and making food at home. Allie scratching her head like, who is she talking to? um, and then yeah, do not only buy for who you are today, plan for who you are becoming and who you want to become. I don't even know the time. We are like flying through this. I'm kind of here for it.
It's great. It's great.
Does anyone have any like comments or questions?
I I want to know if you think that this would be applicable to like, I mean, I know that like I visualize, but like realistically, real estate is still a business. And like I wonder if there's an opportunity for me to like find space like that I can align with and not get abused by the rental market. Yeah, I don't know how if I'm saying it right or if you're picking up what I mean. Because
Well,
I really could use space, but I don't have a space budget.
right.
And that's my conundrum. And I'm wondering if there's a way to get in alignment with that. Just gotta be. I know you'll come up with it.
Yeah. Well, to me, like the first thing that comes to mind is like when you're in alignment, you you have these desires and needs, and you need the price to also reflect
Right.
your current position. Then you I'm trying to figure out how to put it into words. Whatever you're looking for, if it's right for you, the price will make sense for you too, you know? So like,
Yeah.
and if it doesn't, you'll find a way to make it make sense because you can get really creative with financing. And I think that I don't know if you're talking about this for personal or business.
Yeah, it's for personal, like retirement, like job kind of stuff. But like I'm trying to figure like where I can hang my hat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I feel like I'm stuck in this trap of space versus need, priority, but I know that I want to build a community.
Right.
There's got to be a way to back into this.
Yeah, there definitely is. It's going to take some brainstorming and some researching
A little
and
meditating, a little
yeah, and
research.
meditating,
Yeah.
but I could say very certainly that, there are so many options, and the fact that you already own a home, that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm glad we're doing this.
yeah. Jordan,
Yeah. Hello.
what's going on?
Nothing. I'm at Mikey's. He said that he doesn't really know. He can't predict it. Oh, his mom's talking, but he doesn't really predict it. Like he can't predict that far.
Got
You want
it.
to speak?
I can explain.
Explain.
Hi.
Talk to
Um,
me.
all right. So she told me about the like making a prediction or like trying to like visualize like a home you could be in. But for me, like my thinking is very like linear and very like organized, I guess is the best way I can put it. It's got to be like structured and step by step. So my mind immediately goes, well, my job can't even afford a house. So my first priority would be like finishing up college and then trying to do something with my degree, like getting a job where I can start to think about that sort of thing. So she was saying, I know Jordan was like farmhouse. Like I was like, I can't even get to like where I would want to go
Right.
because it would be like job first, like some sort of salary or income that allows me to even like exercise the thought of looking for a house. Because I mean, ideally, I would just want something like I don't need a lot. Like I can make do with like a small space and like as long as it's like
Then I was like, family, like
I
you
don't know.
get
Yeah, I was gonna do like just in the near future. I can see myself in like a small apartment, making do and just being happy with it. But then she was saying more in the future.
it.
I
Okay.
can't like get there yet.
Yeah. I want you to work backwards. So instead of thinking about what's the next step and the next step and the next step and working like linear going this way, I want you to think about your end goal, like the the absolute dream life that you want for yourself and what house can make that possible because a house is a container for that lifestyle that you want. because it's location, it's space, it's feeling, it's everything. Like school district, weather, like everything is where you live. So, whatever you envision, like, wow, this would be so nice. Like, if you ever visited somewhere, saw something, a video, a picture, a movie, and it reminded you of something that you'd want for your future, like, regardless if it's realistic or not, take money out of it, take school and all of that out of it. Like, I literally just want you to imagine what that would look like, what it would feel like the
That
first
that
thing
makes
that comes
sense.
to your mind.
Honestly, just like a probably then like because I'm speaking too much. I'd say like probably like a townhouse, honestly, like just in a nice neighborhood. Like it doesn't have to be an extraordinary house or like a big mansion, just like a nice home with like a nice community and like a sense of like I guess like close with neighbors. Like I've had that growing up, and I feel like that it takes a village to raise like a kid. So when I think of having kids, I'd want like good neighbors or good people around that also could like help influence
Yeah,
their
it's
childhood.
important. Yeah.
So I like the way you explained it though, like working backwards because it does help you like think of your home really is a like a base or like a root that branches out into all these other things. So you got to like take that into account, which I didn't before thinking about it.
Yeah, it it is honestly like really hard to wrap your head around something like that because we're constantly living in a state of reality and in a state of like self-limiting beliefs too, because like
Yeah,
we know what our situation is like, and I'm sure like all of us could agree that it's tough right now. And it's tough to imagine what it would be like to not be like this because we've
oh
been
yeah,
like this for so long. So, yeah, I think what you said was great. Like, I'm impressed. Like, you came up with a lot of what you would want and specifics too, and I think that's really important. And I noticed like a common ground between you and Jordan is like you want that community, and
yeah. I
and
think
I
you
think
just
that's great.
explained it really well. Like once you said they're working backwards and you started including like oh school district and what's around you, like what's a good experience that you thought of. It's like that kind of like ties it all together. Like the house isn't really like you could have a big house in the middle of nowhere, and I feel like that does absolutely nothing for you. But if you like have a small like little shack, but it's in a great community and great school district, I feel like it holds more value just because of everything else you have access to.
It's so interesting because like that's kind of like where we live now. I mean,
Yeah.
some could agree and disagree, whatever, but people come here because of the school district, because of the proximity to things and the opportunities and
Yep.
the income. So you really like, although the housing prices are significantly higher than like Florida or Texas, we don't have like Florida and Texas doesn't have what we have.
Yeah.
So it's a give and take, and knowing like what you prioritize is important so you can make those decisions that align with what you guys want for your future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chelsea,
Thanks, Ella.
you're welcome.
Hi,
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So were you able to think of anything for like any gaps that you feel are that take place between like what you envision with your penthouse apartment and then like what might like your future self when you're much older, what they might need?
The future partner.
Like, yes, okay. That's true. That's true. Um, yeah. I guess that is like the missing piece.
Yeah, that and just like that and just I guess like the mindset, but I'm getting there, so I don't feel like that's not in my future. I just feel like I'm working hard to get there. It's actually on
Yeah.
my vision board when we made vision boards, so
Yeah. And like knowing what it is that you want is like so powerful because when you have that idea and then you go out and like you are dating and meeting people and like you know what you want, like take it or leave it kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And if they're great and you're willing to compromise on some things, then like you know exactly what you need to talk about because you put the work in. So I think that's great and you're doing everything right.
Thank you.
Of course. Um, okay, so I want you to either think or circle if you wrote it down, like one word that keeps repeating. Peace, space, safety, community, freedom, roots, flexibility. Think about that common theme. And then this week's step is I want you to take one aligned action that would lead you on your way, like just one step forward. It doesn't have to be anything big. It could be you make a new vision board. It could be you add things to your Pinterest board on your phone, or you have a conversation with your partner, or you research a neighborhood, maybe. I mean, the more you know. So clarity becomes powerful when it changes one small behavior. And yeah, like I said, one word, one conversation that you want to have, just one step forward. Thank you so much for being here and for taking the time to be honest with yourself, your partner, your future self, and just reflect on what it is that you want your life to look like. And I hope that this sparks conversation. If you have any questions at all, just text me. I'm always here. And if you have any feedback, that would also be greatly appreciated too, because I'm trying to grow this community and help more and more people. So if you know anyone that you think would benefit from a class like this, let me know. So yeah.
Thank